A break or variation of the basic bongo pattern may accent clave. Play the first three measures of pattern, then on the and beat after beat 3, slide the left hand back and make a rim shot, making sure to get the left thumb ready to follow beat 4.
Webster defines a rave as an enthusiastic, extravagant opinion or review.
I don't think that there's many people, or if any people at all, that are kind of like doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of a unique thing. I feel like the crossroads between like aggressive and genuinely hateful gabber and hardcore and like punk and power violence and noise and all that stuff has been criminally underexplored. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to like a lot of the early like rave, like Rotterdam stuff, like Drum Masters or like Bald Terror or like, you know, Bloody Fist or like Industrial Strength and stuff like that, a lot of it is just like it sounds like you're going to die. It sounds like hell. Because I have one foot in punk and grind and power violence and stuff, and one foot in noise, and then one foot in rave. So I play, you know, punk shows and noise shows and rave shows like interchangeably, and that's been like what makes up all of my tour dates. It's just like every single time it's a different crowd that has a different expectation, that dances a different way, or not at all, or you know, it's so interesting to see all of that stuff, and it makes me wonder too. I'm like, how did everybody kind of like, I'm just fortunate that people get it enough, you know what I mean? That it's like, those are all my influences. I want people to be scared. I want that fight or flight to be activated. And I activate it myself every time, you know what I mean? I like, I feel like I feel like I'm scared the entire time.
Shit, give them some real hardcore to dance
to. I'm screaming because of how I'm feeling. And it's scary. It's really scary. But you know, and so fear encompasses so many things. It reminds me that I'm alive. You know, a lot of anger comes from the fact that I'm being perceived, and that I'm on stage and people are looking at me, and people are thinking things, and people are you know, dancing or not dancing or doing something that I wouldn't necessarily do myself. You know what I mean? Or dancing in the wrong way or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like just that hyper kind of awareness of everything all the time. I do write lyrics whenever I record things, but when I'm upstage, I'm not saying anything, and I don't have the capacity at that moment to try to say anything. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it is a direct, like you said, like a link to like your soul. You know what I mean? I have no technique when I scream. I destroy my voice every time. And I like for everything to kind of be as genuine and as raw as I can possibly make it. You know what I mean? Because that's how I feel like I want to express myself. I want to blur that line.
Fuck ravers, alright?
I've been touring pretty much like the entirety of this year, pretty much since March, and I took 3 weeks off to move to Philly in August, and then I was just right back onto it. It's like before I didn't even like plan a tour. I was just saying yes to stuff. Every weekend I'm like in like 2 different cities. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, and then I look back on like all the stuff I have, and I'm like, oh, I guess this is a tour now. South Florida, it's really cool to see more diversity, especially like when I first like you know, like entered the scene and everything, and going to punk shows and hardcore shows and stuff like that, and pretty much just like exclusively seeing hardcore bands and punk bands and stuff like that. No raves whatsoever here, which was really disheartening. No hardcore, no representation for any other genre. But you know, with my label that I started, Everything Care, I was kind of like, my whole goal was to like, you know, give representation for genres that I care about in that aspect, and push them in the direction that I want to see more of. And I feel like, especially with the set that I've just played here, it's an overwhelmingly like incredible success where people understand it and people get it, where I'm on bills with like, you know, Hong Kong fuck you and stuff like that, and it just makes sense, and then everyone understands and everyone dances and everyone is just a freak, and everybody can listen to anything all the time anywhere, and most people don't just listen to one thing. I feel like if you listen to one thing, only one thing, then you're just incredibly ignorant. No matter if it's like the cuttiest, like, you know, grindcore bands or whatever, or like just normal pop music on the radio. I think you're both the same type of person. They want to see representation for things that are more and more broad, and then encapsulate so many different things. It gets boring to see, like, you know, the same genre of bands on the same bills all the time. I feel like a lot of people are tired, and I feel like a lot of people want to see more. A lot of people are realizing that there's more out there than just, like, you know, being in a band or being a DJ. There is like a lot to come, but there's a lot that has been done already, especially like not just in South Florida, but, you know, New York, LA, Portland, New Mexico, Texas, San Francisco, like all these places that I've been. If they can have me and they feel compelled enough to bring me out there, I feel like that's a testament to like how much the lines are kind of like evolving and crossing, and people are realizing that there's more than you can do with performance and self-expression. I feel like it's also incredibly unreasonable to expect everybody to fit within these like little boxes of like what's like a normal form of self-expression, where it's like, you know, like I said, either band, DJ, whatever.